Thank you for joining us once again. It's time for us to do updates, of course, around the ICC Cricket World Cup currently going on. But before we do all of that, let me introduce to you the guys with me for this part of the show. Today, Koiki, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Thank you, Toyin. Always a pleasure.
I was almost calling you Mario Balotelli.
No.
Of course, you're not
I'm better looking than Mario.
Yeah. Guys, I know we're going to be talking cricket in the next couple of minutes. But Liverpool going on, forging ahead. Arsenal also forging ahead. You guys must have enjoyed your weekend.
Yeah, great weekend for Liverpool, actually. It shows plenty of resilience. That's the second time consecutive match they've come from behind, or they had to draw level.
They've hit the right patch now.
Yeah, they hit the right patch. Plenty of depth in the squad. Some injuries, but the team still managed to perform. And the FA Cup quarter-final draws have been drawn already. Arsenal can possibly meet Manchester United.
We'll talk about that later on. If they're able to get past Preston North End later tonight, it will be Arsenal against Man United. And we'll talk about the fixtures later on, but this time let's just focus on cricket. You saw it there. Cricket World Cup got off to beautiful starts for India, for South Africa, for Australia.
And Ireland.
And of course Ireland in their victories in their opening games. And so Yemi, we were looking forward to it. We knew it was going to be easily the biggest game of at this stage, India against Pakistan, and they lived up to billions in every way.
It did. The Indians won by 76 runs, and it was all about Virat Kohli on the night, broke Sachin Tendulkar's record. The batsman was able to score a century in a cricket World Cup. So breaking the record previously held by Indian great Sachin Tendulkar. And it was good. Any game, just like Nigeria and Ghana, anything that involves India and Pakistan is always tough, and it went down. It was the draw.
Yeah, I mean, it's not tough. It's war. These two countries don't like each other at any level at all. And
politically,
and especially in cricket, where both countries are crazy about cricket. Trust me, the stakes are higher.
They'll rather lose to someone else than lose.
They rather lose to Djibouti
or Nigeria. With no record of cricket.
Exactly.
At any international level.
They will gladly take that. Than lose to each other.
It was the draw from Pool B, and it puts India in a good stead. And funny enough, some of the fans expected it before the game. I thought they were going to be cautious, but the fans were rooting for their guys, and they eventually won.
Okay, let's pause a little bit and take some of the reactions now. After that game, India against Pakistan, we'll take some of the reactions, and then we'll come back. There's still plenty more to talk about. Amy will be talking to us about South Africa, because we highlighted that as well last week, South Africa against Zimbabwe. But let's pause a little bit, listen to the reactions after India against Pakistan.
Our approach was always positive. The result was not in our favor. That's something that's really beyond our control. There were quite a few areas where we had to improve, both in the bowling and the batting department. I felt in this game, it clicked together. It's something that you have to do in tournaments like these. You have to be at your best. And I felt today was one game which was, to a lot of extent, a very complete game for all of us. I felt, the guys did really well, because, a World Cup opening game against Pakistan, it is a high-stake game, but at the same time, we don't want to give it too much of an importance, because irrespective of whether you're playing Pakistan or Australia, the games are as important. You get the same number of points. Your run rate, depending on the margin you win with, it's the same. So I feel, we tried to keep it as normal as possible, and to a lot of extent, we were able to do that.
I think it's all about just taking wickets. We could not just manage to take wickets even at the top, and then even in the middle overs. And when you're not taking wickets, it's really difficult to restrict our position. But still, I think bowlers did very well in the last session, especially last 10-15 overs. They really bowled well, pulled them back. It was looking that they're going to score 340, 350, but at the end, I think they pulled them really back. 300 was pretty much chaseable, the kind of pitch it was. The ball was really coming well on the bat. But I think it's all about just going there, making partnerships, and just finishing the games. But we just lost wickets on a regular basis, and 3 wickets went just like in 6-7 balls. That really hurt us.
reactions from India against Pakistan. High-stake game. You can always expect plenty of fireworks when those two teams meet. Yemi, let's come to the game that holds a lot for us in Africa. We talked about this last Friday when we were doing the preview. South Africa against Zimbabwe, but I always knew that the South Africans will get the job done, yeah.
And they did. I can't say I'm surprised, like you. I mean, I was rooting for the South Africans, and they won by 6-2 runs. And it's always good to start the competition on a winning note. This they have done.
But it surely will get tougher for the South Africans.
Yeah, it will.
Because I'm not sure they're going to get any game as easy as the Zimbabwe game.
Yeah, but they are contenders. They're not too far away on the ranking of the best 10 cricket playing nations, so that helps. And they are a strong side as well. And I'm very sure we're going to listen to the captain, A.B. de Villiers. It's going to come up shortly after this. And he says some things about how they prepared for this game and what they plan to do and how all of those things came and it worked for them. And I still see them winning some more games. I don't believe that the Zimbabwe game is the only
true test of
winnable game for them.
It's not the only winnable game for them. I believe there are other games, there are other countries in Pool B as well that they can't defeat.
Okay, let's listen to the captain of the Proteas, A.B. de Villiers, talk about that opening day victory over Zimbabwe, and then we'll come back still talking cricket on Sports Tonight.
Not at all. I'm thinking about the 2 days off that we got now. I'm going to spend a bit of time in Melbourne and have a bit of fun with the guys, get away from the game. My wife's coming over, all our families are coming over, which is great. We'll start focusing on it again come Wednesday when we get together for our first training session in Melbourne. But for now, like I said in the presser before the game as well, just want to stay away from watching cricket games. I'm not tired. I love the game of cricket. I'm never tired, guys. I'm just going to stay away from watching other games and following commentary and news because that tires me out a little bit. For the next 2 days, just trying to get away from the game, and then we'll try and tackle India.
All right, that's the captain of the Proteas, A.B. de Villiers, talking about the victory over Zimbabwe and how he's going to get himself ready for the next challenge for South Africa. Yeah, maybe before we close this segment, another game that we look forward to, which is also high stake, considering the rivalry, is Australia and England. But the English,
they were plastered.
Coming short.
Yeah, 111 runs. The Australians won.
That was a blowout, sort of.
Yeah, it was. And their captain didn't even play. A standing captain was on the field, and he probably will come on in for the next game. That's talking about Michael Clark. George Bailey was the man that lead the guys onto this one. I mean, they call them hold enemies, and I thought it was going to be close. It wasn't. It was a blowout, and it was a blowout by. It was a blowout by the Aussies, and we'll see how all of that goes.
All right, so post start for England. Any hope that they could bounce back?
Yeah, sure. There's always a hope. They are not tournament favorites. That's just it's like a mirror. When you play games like this, you see yourself. I mean, you know what's left. You know that your work is cut out for you, and you know what you need to do.
Well, typically, the English are all hyper.
Yeah.
So there was never any danger of them defeating Australia at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in front of 84,000 plus fans. But one of the shock of the tournament came in the game between Ireland and the West Indies. Nobody saw that one coming. And Ireland, they stayed true to their form. They always seem to cause upsets and win their opening matches at the Cricket World Cup. If they don't do anything else, maybe, but they usually cause upsets. They did it at the last World Cup in 2011, also in 2007 as well. And they stayed true to form, defeating the West Indies.
And they're also saying, look, fans expect more. This is no fluke. Because a lot of people, like Tunde said, a lot of people didn't see it coming. And now they're saying, look, we've done this one. Expect
more.
Yeah, expect more from us.
Okay, let's wrap up all of this and now focus on Nigeria. Remember, we spoke about it extensively on Friday. What is the future of cricket in Nigeria? The future of cricket in Nigeria, the age grade teams. And our under-19 team are currently having the African Championships currently going on. Yemi, what's the story? After losing their first 2 games, our lads are beginning to bounce back. surprise, surprise,
Yeah.
beating Uganda by 22 runs.
If there's any consolation, we've not beaten Uganda
At any level
in
before.
any form of cricket. But we lost our first 2 games, and they're in Dar es Salaam presently. That's in Tanzania. Incidentally, they're coming up against the host India next
That's
game.
easily the biggest game for,
We're in
our
Division.
lads.
We're in Division 1. What is at stake is a ticket to the qualifiers that would take the team to the World Cup at this level. Now we're battling to stay
In Division
in
1.
Division 1 and not move down. We've lost 2, but if we're able to defeat the host,
Which
and,
is looking like mission impossible.
and probably go on to beat Botswana, because we've lost earlier to Kenya and Namibia, and go on to defeat Botswana, maybe depending on other results, maybe that just we might
If we are
just
not able, if we are not going to be able to win the World Cup, a ticket to the qualifiers for the World Cup,
least
let's
stay in
just
Division
stay in
1.
Division 1, which I think should be the modest
Expectation.
for our team. But all the same, just to let you know that cricket is also being played in Nigeria, but we can always do a lot more to ensure that we keep at this level, keep playing, so that one day, who knows, we could be talking about Nigeria at the ICC Cricket World Cup. It is a possibility. Because Nigeria, we have the talent, we have the potentials to be involved in every kind of sports that we put our minds to be a part of. And that's the challenge. And we wish the boys in Dar es Salaam, next game against Tanzania, we wish them all the best of luck and hope that they're able to deliver the much needed result. Let's close this segment now, guys, and leave cricket alone for a while and talk table tennis. The IWTF World Tour will be moving to Lagos. Currently, Aruna Quadri is getting ready to go to Qatar, where he'll be part of the Qatar Open. But then after the Qatar is the IWTF World Tour, the Lagos Classics. And already teams are confirming their participation. Egypt will be here, Portugal will be here. But for us, we are only concerned about one guy, Aruna Quadri, coming here, winning, and boosting his rankings.
Well, it's just further testament to the remarkable work that the Nigeria Table Tennis Foundation